2002, so, you know, 14 years out. I mean, just the layout of the place looks completely different. The fields look different, the quad looks different because of new buildings. They've taken a couple down. We had Dennis Hall that was knocked down and made way for the Duffy Center. I mean, the Duffy Center is kind of the dominant physical feature on campus these days, and that wasn't here. But as far as, you know, the spirit of the school, I think that there's been a good push towards, you know, new philosophies in education. There's a lot going on in the classroom that provides students with direction of their own learning.
Never did I think that teachers put that much emphasis or thought into understanding their craft of getting a message a point or helping other students understand things. But coming back, I have this newfound understanding of what it really means to understand how to teach and how to be a good teacher, to think about what you do every single day, not just do it and not really care of the end result, but do it with intentionality and understanding how to do your job the best you can do, which is pretty cool. The schedule has changed a lot. The emphasis, I think, even being in the Learning Commons right now, the emphasis on that collaborative aspect of learning things and struggling through things with other people and realizing that if you may not be good at one thing, somebody else may be good at another thing, and that sort of collaborative force that's on campus is seen all over the place. And I don't think that was really as strong when I was a student. It was more, you do your work individually, and then not really that group aspect. It wasn't really that group aspect, but now it's a lot more collaborative.
Yeah, I think the discovery learning has really been a great push for Malvern recently with, I'm saying, going off of what Stephen said, with having kids work together and kind of construct their own knowledge of what's happening in the classrooms. It's really interesting to see them creating this knowledge and applying it. But to continue with what Jeff said, when I was a student out here, the arts were seemingly ignored for a lot of things. And now we have this gigantic building that's right at the center, and it's a really nice push to see a lot more students involved with the arts and with the band, and the play is massive now. It's unbelievable how many students are in the play.
The play's huge. I mean, I don't remember how many football players were in the play when I was here. Not many, though. And now it's, you know, if I go to the play, I'm surprised to see how many there are who are just happy to be on stage, who are happy to be extras.
Well, when we did Greece, when I guess it was the year after you graduated, Nemzik, Stephen Nemzik, was the lead, star football player, was the lead role in Spring Musical, and it was a huge deal. And people were kind of thinking it as a novelty, but it was, he was dedicated. Now he's an actor.
Is he still?
I think
so. I know that he was for a while. I don't know if he's
out
still
in LA.
And I don't think the guys think twice about it. It's like,
no, not at all.
No, they used to be, I don't know if I can be a football player and an artist, and now it's all together.
Have to be, yeah.
And also the library's not here.
The library's not here.
Big change.
I think it is kind of the, now anyway, it is that willingness to participate in a lot of different things rather than putting yourself in a box and just being a football player, just being a performer, something like that. You know, the public schools I worked at, whether it was subbing or student teaching, that's still definitely the case. And I don't mean to generalize public schools that way, but you know, maybe it applies to other private schools as well. But people kind of identify with one thing, and here I think the culture has become that students accept other students taking risks and putting themselves out there without that fear of bullying or, you know, being labeled as something that might not be what would have been cool 10 years ago.
I think Malvern students are unique in that they are comfortable being leaders as well as someone who can listen to and let someone else lead. And I think that's something that this group work has really encouraged, is someone new taking the lead on a different day, or somebody taking maybe a back step and letting someone else kind of share their ideas more. This collaboration has really kind of opened the doors, and as they move forward in their education, they're going to be doing a lot more group work once they're in college, and I think that's a great thing to learn before you get there is, you know, I'm not always going to be the leader. I'm not always going to be the person in charge, so learning how to work through that is a great skill they're developing right now.
I agree with both of you. Like, it's that idea that it's okay to be different, and I think to know that your brothers foster that idea of being different, and to explore like who you are as a person is, I think, essential to being a friar and being a part of the community. A lot. Yeah, I think the world is changing, and expectations are high for everybody in every capacity, in every area of life. I think you have to be great at every single thing that you do, and that's a really tall glass to fill. It's something that is hard, and I think can become frustrating, and you lose faith sometimes. But I think as long as you're prepared to handle situations that you're in, or situations that you've never encountered before, you have the skills to do that. I think you can conquer anything, you can handle anything that happens in your life.
I'm constantly impressed with how the students are able to keep their schedules. It seems, aside from what they have, you know, in the classroom, half of these guys or more are playing for 4 different sports teams or involved in every club imaginable. And when you talk to them, say, "Oh, so did you get that homework done last night?" "Oh, well, I got back at 10:30 from this," and it's unbelievable. And they get their work done, but you know they're incredibly busy, and I don't envy it at all. I mean, it's impressive what they're able to do with their busy schedules and commitments outside of the classroom. But it's great to see them expanding and involved in so much.
So I still expect a lot of the, you know, I definitely agree with what Stephen and Jason said, but I expect a lot of the kind of older academic qualities to come through too. I think Malvern students should be well-rounded. I think they should speak well, write well, communicate in general. But with that now, it's still being comfortable with who you are, not feeling that you have to fit in, but being confident enough, knowing that you have those skills, being confident enough to be yourself, rather than trying to conform to what somebody else wants you to be or thinks you should be.